Mm-hmm.
Do they want me to respond?
Dr. Biggers and Samella Lewis, this is Paul Goodnight. It's good to, I don't think you can see, can they see?
I can see you. You're still very handsome.
I can see you, Paul. Paul?
Yes, yes.
I can see you.
Okay, you look better in person than you do on TV, I'll tell you.
I can see you.
My question is, if you can give us a history of what it was like to grow up as an artist and maintain that existence when you didn't have as many avenues as we have today. Because I think a lot of the artists take for granted what we've gotten today, and you really have paved the way for us. So if you can give us an example of what it was like, that would be helpful for some of the people here, and probably if there are some young artists, to know exactly what that struggle was like.
Let me speak first, because I want to talk about how I was encouraged. I was encouraged by people like Dr. Biggers and my colleagues at Hampton, and my colleagues even after I left Hampton, who remain my friends, and also those persons who encouraged me and helped me. So I think there was a close knit in terms of our art community. And I knew what John was doing, he knew what I was doing, and we never lost touch. And I think that is sort of missing. Maybe a few places artists have that kind of connection and that kind of relationship. And of course both of us, and I'm not speaking for him, but I think going to a predominantly black college where there was a lot of networking and a lot of people who maybe didn't understand what you were doing, but supported you in what you were doing. And that networking was extremely important to me. And because of it, I saw my work end up in Germany and Switzerland, not end up, but some of the people who were at Hampton, who were in the English department and different departments, whatever appointments they were able to get in terms of education, they purchased our works. We didn't get much money, but they purchased our works and supported us and took the works where they went. And so that helped to promote our names. And really, we were not alone in this. We couldn't show in the big galleries. We did show at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts in Richmond because of Dr. Lowenfeld. I mean, he was just the backbone of so much of what happened to me. And I'm sure John will speak to that. And so it's those good teachers, those fellow students, and that whole cohesive kind of grouping that helped me to survive and helped me to believe in myself. And that nobody could tell me that I wasn't as good as somebody else in terms of not as an individual, but also as an artist. And I struggled through Ohio State and places like that, but I think I made it without a lot of grief because I had confidence that I was a good artist and could be even better than some of them.
Dr. Biggers, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes. My experiences really were not too different from Dr. Sanders, but some were. I like to think in terms of my homestead atmosphere first. And there around the fireplace with the women making quilts, and this was the first art experience, because we have cut out the triangles. We had to learn to cut and not waste anything as children, while the women put these things together into useful objects. This was the really first experience. The second was my father was a chair bottom maker. I don't know whether you know what that is or not. But he went to the willow bank and cut the willow limbs from the trees that grew over the water that were very super like this. And so from the very ground up, we saw how a thing was put together. We saw that later when we learned to call this arts and crafts, we had seen and understood. I had understood since I was a kid, or 6 years old, how certain things are made and done. And this went along with the art. It seems that we are searching today for a way to make TV, and I call it a plastic age, to make it functional, which I don't believe you can, because as soon as you substitute the plastic for the soul, you have become plastic. And I think this is one of the problems of a lot of contemporary art. My thoughts are along Dr. Lewis's thoughts when she spoke of Africa, and when she spoke of the African keeping his own and not going to Western schools to study art. I believe that too. I believe that with my soul.